What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Mr. Stout. Welcome back to the show right here on Speaker.com. Skeem Beatz Radio Music Review right here on WSDR, coming soon, .fm as well. Also on the Move, Unscripted. And I got an artist, well, actually, it's an author, should I say, a writer, and got a great book out there. He's coming, hang out with us for a little bit. Where the book is called Victim Slayer, Overcoming Your Past, Embracing Your Future. And the author name is Latoya Roberts. Welcome to the show, sis.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the things you've done. You've done a lot of things out there prior to writing this book right here. For some of our listeners who don't, not be familiar with some of your work, let them know some of your background about how you got your start and, and come to this point right here with this great book.
Okay. So basically, I had a lot of traumas in my life from childhood. And, when I was 6 years old, my mom passed away. That's just a little bit of information I'm letting you know. Mm-hmm. And other things like sexual abuse happened, foster care. And as I was growing up, I started to actually rebel against, those that were taking care of me. As I got even older in my 20s, I started to go into a dark place. And wow. I was really, really down, to the point of wanting to commit suicide. I had all kinds of negative talk from negative people telling me I can't be who I'm not. I went into bad relationships. I tried to self-soothe myself with, even some drugs and things like that. And yeah. I realized that I was so far down that there was no other way but to go up. So right. I decided my grandmother always kept me in the church. From the age of, I believe, 7 or 8, I was always in the church. So I knew who God was, but I really didn't know him. So somebody, just on the TV, I was listening to a evangelist on the TV one day, and he literally said, "Try Jesus, try it my way." And from that point on, I decided to, just talk to God, call out to God and ask for help. And I believe that's where the turning point came, because when I invited him into my life, that's when, my faith increased, I started to love myself again. I learned how to forgive myself for the things that I've done, and also forgive the perpetrators that did me wrong. I was very hateful towards a lot of people because I had a lot of hurt built up in me, and we all know that hurt people hurt others. So I was hurting everybody under the sun. Every relationship I was going into, I was doing more damage than good. I'm entered into even a toxic marriage, and there was a lot of abuse going on as well. So, I knew I wanted better for myself. I didn't know how to do it. So me coming in contact with, realizing who God was and that he can possibly help somebody like me after all the stuff that I've done, after all the bad things that I've done, he can help somebody like me. I started to pray. I started to, read the Bible, research for myself, go to church. And through the power of God is what gave me the strength to overcome a lot of the things that I've gone through. It's not easy when you lose your mom. I was 6 years old. I actually saw her die. Right. That wasn't easy. Wow. And then, I was living with my aunt, and, I was abused by her boyfriend at the time, and, the list goes on. So I knew that there was had to be something better for my life. I just was so far away from it because of the pity parties I was having for myself. I was a victim. Things happen, you become a victim of your circumstance, and a victim of, when things happen to you, you're a victim. So I started writing this book. I started writing this book probably maybe about 15 years ago. But when I was starting to write the book, I was writing the book more so in a place of hurt. So I was criminalizing a lot of people in the book. And I said to myself, if I'm going to write a self-help book, if I'm going to write a book to try to inspire others, I can't write it out of a place of pain and hurt. Out of depression. I have to write it in a place of healing. So I had to wait until I was healed, and that took time. But I prayed. I became a worshiper. I started changing my music habits, to more positive, to gospel music. I started coming in contact with people that were like-minded, more positive in my life. And that's when the changes began, and then even over the years, when sometimes, you think you're healed from something and you realize you're not when you come to a point where the situation occurs again, or, you can't talk about it. If someone asks me about, their sexual abuses or the loss of my mom, I can talk about it freely because I can help somebody else. So the pain I still have, I still miss my mom, but now I learned how to live past it and decide to live.
All right. Yeah.
That's what the book is all about.
Yeah, I mean, because I wanted to, actually, did you have to do something like you did, like self-help, or did you get therapy? Because this that's very traumatizing. That some people can suffer.
I did a lot of therapy.
Like that.
Right. I did a lot of therapy, many years of therapy, even medications. I had anxiety. I'm going to be real with you. It's in the book. I had anxiety. Okay. I was on medications because I worried about everything. I didn't trust nobody. I couldn't forgive nobody. And when you can't forgive, that's really hard because forgiveness is your key to freedom. Forgiveness is not just for you. I mean, it's not just for the other person. It's for you. The other person, they can do whatever they need to do for you, but they're going to live on in their life. They're going to move on. A lot of times they don't even care. But the forgiveness is for you so that you can be free, that you can let go. And when I learned to forgive myself for the mistakes that I've made and also my perpetrator for doing what he's done to me, that's when I started to love myself again. I had very, very low self-esteem. And because when you have low self-esteem, you tend to do things that you're not really proud of. So, I did things. I'm just like a typical girl, looking for love in all the wrong places, having children just to keep a man. The list goes on. But then at the end of the day, when I realized that that's not what my life is supposed to be, it's supposed to be more, and I always say your mind is very powerful. Your mind can really make you or break you. You could sit there and tell yourself that you're nothing. You can tell yourself you're worthless. You can tell yourself that the world is better off without you. And you will really believe it because you always, I'm sure everyone has heard, the mind is the devil's playground. So I had to change my mindset. My mindset was changed through the strength and love of Jesus Christ, therapy, and me wanting to make the decision to change. So
that's what the book has in there. Yeah, Victim Slayer. Like you actually had to go through certain things. Like if you can help or prevent somebody to have to go through this and reading the book, then so they won't have to, go through, or if they already have went through something like this, then they can let them know that they're not alone.
They're
in
not
that,
alone.
In that kind of circumstance like that. Yeah.
And you know what? And a lot of things. Yeah, and I'm sorry. And a lot of things also I learned that when someone tells their story, and how they overcome, that gives the other person an opportunity to feel encouraged and empowered and even get strength. I told my story. It wasn't an easy thing to do, but I realized I want to help others. It's not just about me. I'm not being selfish. I want to help others. Just the way I came through and someone introduced Jesus Christ to me and someone introduced the positiveness and the positive speaking and the positive thinking and aspirations. I wanted to share that with other people. And I also wanted to take the stigma off of mental illness. Because a lot of people feel like, I don't need to go to a counselor, or I don't need to go to a therapist. That's for crazy people. And that's really not. Sometimes you really just need to talk to somebody and they just get a listen.
Right. You really do need that. People don't seem to know that a lot of folks around the country, especially people of color, are suffering from PTSD. Like we've been through some of the most traumatic things in the world history, and we're still running through those remnants of that, trying to correct ourselves. So those things like that are still they haunt us. So that's why we have to, we need that type of therapy. Like you're saying, like we have to speak to somebody, talk to someone, read a book, or watch a film that can affect you, like something whatever you can do, like, help you out to, to get through whatever it is that you're going through, but then also find out where is extra help for that. Like now, what's your book, and, some of the things that you're doing, are you with any groups or anything like that where folks can actually be like, okay, where they can talk or have some sort of like like a forum or something like that, or a website?
Not just as yet. I do a lot of personal speaking. Wherever I go, I share the message. I'm also affiliated at my church, and then I also have a Facebook fan page. I also have a Facebook personal page. I am very reachable and very personable. I'm there to help, whoever I can. Eventually, in the near future, I will be starting groups and be more affiliated with groups and everything like that. But right now, I just do more of a personal. You need help, you come to me. If you're really serious about help, I'm there to help you. This book, I wrote my pretty much synopsis of my entire story from the age of 6 years old up until recent, of all the things that I've gone through. And I know it can relate to a whole lot of people. It's not just for women, it's men too. Men go through abuses too. Men need help too. Men need counseling too. You'd be surprised how much that men go through abuses. I mean, even domestic abuse, I've gone through domestic abuse, but also men go through it too, but they're more silent, So
that's the conversation that needs to be held too.
Yes. So the first thing that I would say, for someone that hasn't told their story or hasn't said anything to somebody and they're holding their issues bottled up, that's keeping them, first of all, you're probably bitter, you're not forgiving, you're probably having low self-esteem, you're probably not even able to move in your life and, do your whatever you plan to do in life because you're scared, because you don't think that you're enough, you don't feel you feel worthless. The first thing you need to just talk to somebody. Find somebody that, you can trust. Talk. It could be your pastor. It could be your friend. It could be your mom. Somebody.
Get into that. Yeah. Definitely.
And this, also, I feel like, I wrote this book, and I did not know how much people it would touch. I wrote the book to help just a few people, and as I was writing, it was helping me, even writing it. But I realized it's helped so many people around me, so many people that have been referred to read the book that has gone through some things, and they never told anybody,
Right,
So it is that, and sometimes people take that to their grave, and they don't have to. They can be free. They can be free now in life. They can be healed.
Right.
So
got to be spoken about.
Yeah, so that is the direct reason why I wrote the book. I want people to be healed, just like me. If you ask me, 10 years ago, if you asked me 10 years ago where I would be today, I never dreamed that I would be writing a book because I thought I wasn't even worthy. But I know that, because of the fact that, I've gone through so much, I have a story. And there's a whole lot of people that have stories. Everybody is not bold to, everybody's not bold enough to say it. But I just want people to be healed internally. I've spoken to people that have jobs at, convenience stores, and I've spoken to people that have big business administration jobs, and they are suffering because of things that's happened to them. Not just sexual abuses, but losses, how they handle, everybody handles, trauma differently. The way I may handle a trauma may be something different the way, someone else handles it. Someone that has handled a sexual abuse may become very promiscuous. Another person may, change their whole sexual orientation, or even, go into drugs and alcohol, or even have, lots of children. You just never know, and there's always a story behind why people do what they do. There's always a story behind it. So I'm just ready to help people uproot what is the negative so that they can turn their lives into positive. It doesn't matter where you came from. It matters where you're going.
That is awesome right there. You are doing God's work right there. I appreciate you for that right there.
Thank you.
I want you guys to definitely check out Latoya and Roberts. Now, we get this book right here for Victim Slayer, Overcoming Your Past, Embracing Your Future. Where's it getting on Amazon Books, or where can we find that?
Okay, so you can find me on Amazon.com. I have an ebook, and I also have a paperback. You can find me at Barnes & Noble online. There's other distribution area places as well. You can always put me in the Google search, Latoya Roberts. You can put Victim Slayer in there, and you will see every place that is selling the book. Also, you can find me on Facebook, Latoya Roberts. I have a fan page there. Also, you can find me on Latoya_R_1002 on Instagram.
Okay. 1102. Yeah, make sure we get that and all that information as well. We get that out to everybody out there. I mean, definitely, this will be a great Mother's Day's gift. Get this book right here. That's coming up real soon, so you guys can get something for your mom. And there's a lot of good things coming up. I actually wanted to put this out there while we were on the air, because your spirit and your energy and about the positive to try to help somebody. When I see that, it's like I always feel compelled to have to try to pay it forward. So we were actually going to have something that's going on Tuesday coming up on the Move Unscripted with Patricia Goins, and we're going to have Dr. Bessie Fletcher, and she has conversations about in particular what you're talking about right now, what's in your book, and certain things about when it comes to relationships between mothers and daughters. And grandmothers. So we're doing a whole forum like this coming up this Tuesday. I'll get the dates and stuff like that. We send it over, to your PR and information like that. If you guys want to tune in for this or participate in this, that will be definitely good. We want to, let everybody know that these books are out here. And I want to also put out there. I didn't know. I read like you're from Jersey. I'm actually from Jersey myself. And it's pretty cool. You're doing your thing out there. Got some folks out there that we're working with as well. I want to give a big shout out to Ms. Mack for doing what she do as well, man. Ms. Mack marketing is awesome. Yeah. Yes. And so now when we'll see a film coming or a movie or a play.
It's coming. It's coming soon. It's in the works. Also, another book is in the works as well.
Okay. That's awesome. I mean, I know also what's going on. I have to ask you that we're going through the COVID-19 right now, and there's a lot of people being affected to it around the world, and especially what I'm hearing in the tri-state, as well, what's going on. As you are a nurse, and we appreciate what you're doing, and salute you all the way for what you're doing to being a part of the front lines for this. But we have to ask you, what are some of the things that you feel that we could help? For those who can have the ability to help, or what are you seeing that, things that it's like, how is it making you for, in your daily, routines?
Okay. So basically what I would suggest, make sure everyone is staying in the house. I know it's boring. I know everyone has cabin fever, but staying in the house is very, very important. Also, if you got to go out, just for the essentials, practice social distancing, please. 6 feet apart. Make sure you're wearing your mask. Make sure you're washing your hands. When you're coming in the house from going outside, make sure you wash your hands. Make sure if you're in a large area, make sure you take a shower, wash your hands, change your clothes. Even if you have to take off your shoes. I mean, if you're in I don't know if someone has to go into a hospital area or, a nursing home or anything like that, even though I know now there are no visitors at the nursing homes. There's really no visitors at the hospitals, doctor's offices, wherever you have to go. Because I know people still have to live. People still have doctor's appointments and things like that. Take off your shoes at the door. Make sure you change your clothes at the door. Put them in a laundry bag. Put them in the machine. Wash them. And more hot water. Make sure you do that.
Yeah.
Hand washing is very, very important. I know a lot of people wear the gloves, and I understand where they're coming from. But if you're wearing gloves when you go outside and you're touching everything, you're really just carrying the germs everywhere.
Wow.
You know, it's not really doing that much. Hand washing is the number one infection control.
Right.
Hand washing. Make sure you carry hand sanitizer as well. I do that. My coworkers do that. I tell my families to do that. That is what's up. And, you know, prayerfully, everyone stays safe and healthy. We're going to beat this thing. We're already doing it. We hear, even on the news, you hear victory stories. It's happening, but it's not over. Right. So we need you to stay in the house. If you have somewhere to go, essentials and other things, appointments, doctor's appointments that you need to get out, I understand. I'm with you. But make sure you take those precautions. While you're outside, make sure your mask is on and make sure you're 6 feet distance. Social distancing is very, very important. And we will get through this thing. Yep.
Right. I truly do believe we will. And that's we all still need to hear that every single day. It's going to be on the walls. It's going to be in your text message. Everybody do all that. Like let's make sure we definitely do what we need to do so then that we can get through this. Because I'm like I really want to get outside for a little bit. Like maybe hit like go to a couple of stores or something like that. Or I mean the movies. I'm not sure about how the way the movie's going to be, but do something. It's like you can't go to the zoo. I'm hearing like animals are getting infected with right now.
I know it's hard, I know it's hard. It's hard for everybody. But that is so important. It's so important so that we can have this virus dissolve. The more people that stay in, the less people can contract and spread if you stay in. That's the reason for we asking you to stay in.
Yes. Do that. Definitely do that. Stay in and also read Victim Slayer. You know what I mean? Order that book up there, stay home.
Yes.
Right? How about that?
Yes. Stay in and get the book. This could be your time of renewal.
Right.
Yeah.
And we are in that season. Yeah. Yeah, we are in that season to do that. Yeah, so and I would take heed of that. I definitely will take heed
Be
to
productive.
That.
Yes.
All right, so Latoya Roberts, definitely hit them again one more time and let them know where can they get the book at one more time, also on Amazon Books, but where they can find you on social media, and if you're going to be doing any, book signings coming up with that, or any live feeds going on any social media.
That's in the works. So you can find me on Amazon.com. So I have the ebook and also the paperback. You can also find me on BarnesandNoble.com. Also, there are other platforms that you can find me on. You can put Google in the search engine, Latoya Roberts. You can also put Victim Slayer in the search engine of Google, and you will see all the other places that is selling my book. You can also reach me on Facebook. I have a Facebook fan page, Latoya Roberts. You can like the page, and you'll get all my information. You'll get my events. You'll see, excuse me, what I will be doing. You'll see the latest updates. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Latoya_R_1002.
Right. Awesome right there. We're going to definitely do that. We appreciate you coming on the air with us. Do you have any shout-outs, anything like that you want to holler at? Anybody want to say, your crew, the people who work with the book?
Yeah, shout out to my job, Joe Payne's Home for the AIDS. We nurses, we rock. We're healthcare heroes. Shout out to my church, Hallelujah Christian Fellowship, Dr. Yvonne and Bishop Eddie Bennett Jr., Union, New Jersey. Shout out to my family, my husband, Thomas Roberts, my children. Yeah. Shout out to Yolanda Mack. She got the Mac effect. She is good. And, I enjoy this. I love this. And I appreciate the platform that you've given me today. It's an honor to be able to come onto your show and talk about my book. And, the sky's the limit. I'm going to break, actually, the ceiling.
Yeah. We got some things that we definitely want. Like I said, the Mother's Day gift, we want you guys to go out there and get this book right here, Victim Slayer, Overcoming Your Past, Embracing Your Future, by the author Latoya Roberts. All right. And on Tuesday, we'll set this up. You know, we can meet up with Dr. Bessie Fletcher as well from On the Move Unscripted on Tuesday, 8 o'clock at East Coast time. You know, if you guys can feel free to come on, we'll set that up and have you guys come on there because there's a lot of great authors, like you know what I'm saying, including with yourself and movie filmmakers and some people who actually got, you know, TV folks. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be a very good thing right there for you guys to top it up with us. I definitely appreciate you coming on the air with us, and we're going to give you some music, and we'll be right back after this. Victim Slayer, come get some. Thank you so much, Latoya Roberts.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, let's turn it up. All right, bye.